Hello. Um, Holy crap, the music is still really loud in my ear. I can barely hear anything. I can barely hear what I'm saying. Hello, everybody. It's... Oh my god, it's so late. It's... It's so late. You can see I just was hopping into bed and then I hopped out of bed, as you can see from the mess behind me. It is currently 3:25 a.m. here in Singapore. Lovely Singapore. Maybe not the best turn of phrase to use. Lovely Singapore. Hello Brent. Hello Caustic. Yeah, so I was like, man, I'm really excited for looking at the Kal-Arath zines. Hi Zuzu. Zuzu, what are you doing at this hour? I mean, I'm one to talk, but isn't it also 3:30 a.m. where you're at? Oh man. We're all staying up late, I guess. You look pretty fresh for late streaming, way better than I do at the time. Yeah, my sleep cycle has been a bit of a mess. It's been not great, I will say. Actually, let me adjust the mic volume a bit here. Let me up my volume a little bit, and then up the music a little bit as well. And hopefully this will be a nice amount. You just ended work! Oh shit. Oh shit, late shift. Anyway, yeah, so today we'll be looking at some of the Kal-Arath zines that just came in the mail for me. Well, yesterday. It came in the mail yesterday. And I was like, okay, I really want to get back into doing solo RPGs. I've been running RPGs, I've been playing RPGs, I have not been playing solo RPGs, unfortunately. So, that's a thing that's happening. Well, that's not happening. So I wanted to get back into it. I've been playing solo war games, so I've been getting into 5 parsecs from home, and I've also been playing group war games as well, so there's that. And I was like, yeah, I have been painting up my little models and stuff. I should probably show some of it later on. Actually, I'll show it right now. Why not? Yeah. Oh god, did I just break anything? I hope I didn't. Let's get this out of the way. Okay, so switching over to this camera. That's a pile of 15mm minis. So these are really small miniatures. As you can see how small they are. But these are great for 5 parsecs from home or something else. Because they require so little desk space to use. And these are pretty cool. So I've been getting into that, trying out 5 parsecs. I wanted to try out Zona Alpha, which is a war game based on the Stalker series. So I wanted to try out some of that. But I also wanted to get back into solo RPGs, and I kind of don't have enough time, energy, or resources to do all of the things all at once. So I'm gonna have to pick and choose. Love that thumbnail to finish piece you put up on Instagram. Hey, thanks. Yeah, I'm trying to post more on Instagram as well as on Blue Sky and Twitter all at the same time. I don't know, I just think that Twitter is becoming kind of a shithole, so hopefully I can transition away from there. We'll see. Oh, I just hit the mic. Not a mic, the camera. But yeah, look at these lovely zines that came in the mail. So we got a Kal-Arath based book here. We are all very familiar with this. I have not looked at the other two. I've gotten the PDFs while I was in Japan. While I was in Japan, I got the PDFs. I have not taken a look at them. That's a lie, I have. I actually got an early copy of The Valley of the Black Ziggurat, like a way early copy before it actually officially came out. So that's a huge lie, actually. I have looked at it, but I've forgotten most of it. So I'll be taking a look at these and these pretty fresh. I kind of glimpsed through them a bit, but for the most part, I haven't really looked at them proper. So this one we won't be going through as much because, you know, we all know Kal-Arath is a great swords and sorcery solo RPG by our friend Castle Grief. And it's just super good, super streamlined, and has a lot of stuff in this tiny little volume. So, yeah. Caustic says, I hate Twitter or Blue Sky. Honestly, hate the way the websites are formatted. I can never find what I need. Yeah, I think like Blue Sky especially is getting a bit better than Twitter, at least because there's a lot of like interaction on there, at least that I'm getting, that I don't really get on Twitter. So that's what I primarily use it for, but the way it's formatted, not so great. I would say that about most social media sites though. Anyway, that's neither here nor there. Let's take a look at, I'm not sure which one actually came first. Wait, it was this one. Yeah, it was this one, because I was talking to Castle Grief about it. And this one came first. Valley of the Black Ziggurat. Kal-Arath supplement from Castle Grief. So let's take a look inside. Oh, a little warning. There are certain gory images in here. There's also certain naughty images in here, and by naughty I mean like nudity. I mean there's breasts in here. So just you know, keep that in mind when we're looking at this. So yeah, let's actually take a look inside here. Oh, that's a great illustration right off the bat. I have to say, like, Castle Grief's illustration skills have like skyrocketed. He's just gotten really, really good at what he does. Let's see. Welcome back to the mighty steps of Kal-Arath Traveler. The first Kal-Arath booklet. Okay, so this outlines a new place, the jungles of Lahar? A new region to explore, as well as a procedural mega dungeon. Oh shit, I love that. Called the Valley of the Black Ziggurat. So it's written for the solo player first in mind, but all of this can be run both solo and with a group. I can attest to that somewhat. I've run some group stuff with Castle Grief stuff, so yeah. Mighty Pepe. Peep. Mighty Pepe. Beware of the breasts. So true. Hello everyone. Hello Ismael. We came here for the boobies, right? Maybe. I guess it depends on what you're trying to get out of this zine, but yeah. There could be that. So a note on this solo campaign. I won't be reading all of this like verbatim. I'll just be reading through it quickly and just like seeing what jumps out at me. Oh, interesting. So this is like some advice for how to like actually do a proper campaign. Picking a schedule. Yeah, solo games often crash and burn because we get too long into the sessions or lose the thread. I'm very guilty of that myself. A regular play creates a deeper connection to the narrative and character, that's true. Hard caps on session ends. Ooh, okay, yeah, that's some pretty good advice here. Secondary campaigns, sometimes just like playing in bands or doing art, it's nice to have a side project. Okay, yeah, like, this is some of the kind of stuff I do as well. Yeah, just good stuff. Castle Grief is killer, love his work, very loose and sketchy but conveys the mood perfectly. Yeah, I think it has a very authentic feel to the art, at least for me. I tend to sometimes over-render my work, and I really like how Castle Grief does his work. So, new skills, rules, amendments. Okay. Oh, interesting. Okay, so the first 3 rogue skills are now included in one skill called Specialist. I might actually change the way that our character was created then, because I believe our character had only the backstep skill for the rogue skill. So maybe we might amalgamate all of them, but yeah, that's some good stuff. So we have stuff like Dirty Fighter, where you can state a cheap shot and you can get next attack advantage. Yeah, there's a lot of stuff that you can kind of do with like a 2d6 hit 8 or 7 kind of system. Like, it's Traveler, right? I think even the original Kal-Arath kind of cites Barbaric as one of the inspirations, and Barbaric is definitely based on Traveler. There you go, Barbaric. I like his kill chain cover. Yeah, it's great. It's I was talking to him about it recently, and I was asking him about war games as well. Because I've been getting into war games a lot, so I was wondering about what he thought about some of that. I actually do want to try to cover some war games on the channel, but I'm not sure how I'm going to do that, so I've got to figure that out. If I do it, it's going to be a completely narrative kind of thing. But yeah, we'll see. Arcane Might, Pacts, Spells, Totems, and Taboos. Pact of the Wilderness. So these are new spells. Okay. Interesting. Okay, so that's a whole new list of spells for... Wait. Yeah. So this is Pact of the Wilderness. And then the core packs have some new spells. Oh yeah, I remember these. I remember that we had Illumination, I believe, as one of our spells. Or we had, like, Illumination because we got the scrolls of Naka. Let's see. Mighty Pepe asked, never caught you live. I have a question for a while, not related to the zines though. Do you have any zines for solo world building? I like writing my world with a tiny game that I homebrewed. I'd like to hear if there are any good ones around. I already know a few, but wanted to ask. Yeah, that's a very good question. So, I have a few recommendations. D30 Sandbox Companion is very good. That'll be my first recommendation. Sandbox Generator is also very good. The Tome of Adventure design is too huge of a book unless you're using it digitally, but you can get a lot of detail out of that one. There's also the Judges Guild tables, which are collected into this PDF called Wilderness Explore. So those are the main ones that I'll recommend for a fantasy world. Now, if you're doing a sci-fi world, I'll recommend the book Augmented Reality, which is a cyberpunk city builder, and A Pound of Flesh, which is a mothership, spaceship kind of thing. So those are the ones that I recommend. Okay, so there's a bunch of stuff for each tier. I'm assuming up to tier 5. Yeah, there you go. Up to tier 3, okay. Well, let's look at some of them actually. I'll look at the Illumination ones. Okay, so this is interesting because previously the packs, I believe, only had one spell per tier. Is that correct? Yeah. So now you can actually choose from several spells per tier, so that's pretty cool. Although the 4th and the 5th ones are very overpowered, so it makes sense that they are not covered here. Because the ones that are already there are pretty insane. So we have stuff like force open any mundane door, lock or container, read any language. Ooh, a domination pact, 1000-fold epicenter. So confusion, fear, doubt, and chaos by burying inscription and mantras beneath the earth in an area up to 50 yards across. Oh, it's kind of like a guarded area. Okay, that's interesting. And then they do a random action. That's crazy. Like, they'll just sit down and weep. Nice. Can you write the first and last one? Yeah, sure. No problem. So I'd recommend D30 Sandbox Companion, Sandbox Generator, Wilderness Explorer, Home of Adventure Design. So those are the ones I'd recommend. I typed that out in chat. So hopefully that helps out. Let's see, what is this? A D66 magical items table? Okay, so this is very useful because in the original Kal-Arath, there was an items table, but I believe there wasn't a magical items table. I might be wrong. It's been a while since I checked, but I believe there was an items table for... Yeah, here we go. Treasure table for dungeon delving in particular. But this one now has a magical items table, which is very useful. That's something that I've wanted. specifically in my campaigns. So I think this is great. Mimics the sound of a charging army 1 time per day. Double overland travel speed. Drinking rotten blood from this allows one to share visions and thoughts with up to 3 others without speaking for d6 hours. Yeah, a lot of crazy shit in here. That's good. That's good stuff. D6 new dooms for spellcasters. So, previously, when you entered into a pact, you had some dooms or like curses that will befall you, and these are some new ones. Let's see. Ooh, new points of interest. So these are for the grasslands. So I'm assuming. I wonder how you choose between this and that. Because there's a D66 table here, I'm assuming you can just, you know, roll for whether you choose this one or that one. Oh, okay. So this is for Kal-Arath as a whole. That one is specifically for the grasslands. Okay, that makes sense. Cool. And as usual, it packs a lot of flavor into a very small compressed space. Like, I'll pick a very tiny one, like the Poison Spring of Nelzer. That, along with an encounter, can already be pretty interesting. So, I'm also noticing that the encounters have quite a bit more detail to them than previously. Which, honestly, I wonder how that will play out in practice, because sometimes you do get repeats, right? And I'm wondering if that is a pro or a con. Like, for example, giant snake swallowing a fine riding horse whole, Throne Rider is dead nearby. You can get that like multiple times in a row. In the original Kal-Arath, the encounter list, I'm going back and forth a lot here, I apologize. But the original encounter list, I believe, was a lot more general. Like that, right? Oh, these are for the grasslands as well. Okay, yeah, so I guess you can choose either or. But yeah, I actually find that to be very interesting that there's a lot more specific this time. Of course, you can omit certain parts if you want to. Like, if you got the same thing twice, you could always omit the action that they're doing. It's a lot of Kal-Arath is something that fits like solo players who are more DIY, which I think I fit into that category. So I'm perfectly fine with stuff like that. So the jungles, Lahar. Okay. So the people here dedicate themselves to one of 4 spirits: the snake, the bat, the monkey, or the jaguar. Interesting. This is an interesting faction system, because this is something that I do myself, where I only determine their relation to the other factions once I actually meet them. When traveling in Lar, roll a d6 for any tribe encounter to determine their attitude towards the other 3. So this can create an interesting factional system that you find out as you go. That's cool. That's really cool. This is very simple, but you're rolling it 3 times, and you will know, like, for example, like if they're at war, right? You can like just fill it in like a 4-point kind of like flowchart, and you can actually be able to tell easily the next time you meet the other party, or like for example, you meet the snake, right? And then you know that they are at war with the bat. When you meet the bat next time, you can use that to your advantage. So that's interesting. So it's a huge jungle, okay. And it's on the southern border to the steppe. Alright, so points of interest. This is okay, so this is a 3d6 points of interest. Roll 1 die as a d3, the second as a d6, and then consult the table. So it's half the amount of the regular ones, but these are a lot more detailed. Yeah, these are way more detailed than the ones in the original Kal-Arath, or even the ones over here. So I'm assuming this is like a more specialized area. Yeah. This looks like there's a lot more detail. And there's an entrance into the Black Ziggurat here. Interesting. Is there any other entrance into there? Not that I can see anyway. Although I'm assuming that you can find your way to the Black Ziggurat if you really want to. 3d6 encounters. So this one is in a bell curve. So these ones are gonna be a lot more common. There's a one stone warrior. A construct of stone covered with moss and an ancient guards an entrance to a burial chamber. Legend characters may be able to study the carvings inside for these 6 weeks and learn the language that is on the construct stone armor and converse with him in basic ideas. Interesting, so it's like encounter mixed with like a location. So you might be able to find a stone warrior guarding a chamber in, for example, a area with like fruit trees and herbs. That's really interesting. Okay, cool. So the Valley of the Black Ziggurat, bunch of lore here. I'm trying not to like go too in depth and read every single thing because I do want to get surprised by this still. There are reasons to be there also. Oh, I mean in the Black Ziggurat? Yeah, I assume so. Like, I assume it will say here. Also, welcome to the stream. Wait, no, I literally just welcomed you to the stream just now, Ismail. I apologize. My excuse is that it's 3:45 AM. I'm zoinked. Let's see. Interesting. Okay, that's... With every life lost here in the valley, the Ziggurat seems to grow in size and feed the unholy power to the body of the dreaming and dreaded king. That's literally... Okay, spoilers for the Black Company. That's literally the Black Castle in Book 2 of the Black Company. That's literally the same idea. Interesting. Okay, cool. Wow, even the backstory is like actually fairly similar. Okay, that's interesting. Because like, okay, I won't spoil too much of the Black Company, but I'm just gonna say that the backstory is very similar to the Black Castle. That's cool. Reasons to come here. Okay, yeah, there we go. Okay, which one might be suitable for us actually? Oh wait, here we go. You traded years in the service of the monks of a forgotten order to read a fragment of the Naka scrolls. Among maddeningly incomplete bits of ancient lore were references to the Nameless City and a description to the route to the Black Ziggurat. I think we'll be going with that if we want to go with the Black Ziggurat, of course. Special rules. 22d6. 22d6. Okay, so this is to create a mega dungeon, I'm assuming, right? Yeah, okay, it is. That's interesting, I might actually do that, okay. And then passage and area placement, and... Okay. So whenever you leave the valley, reroll any areas previously visited. It cannot be mapped with reliability. So it kind of changes and shifts. Similar to like the Stygian Library or... What's Emmy Ellen's other... The Gardens of Yin. Yeah, so it's similar to that, I think. Interesting, okay. Perhaps hazards, obstacles. Don't want to read through that too much. Pose, okay. Value item or treasure. Okay. Oh, jeez. 45 HP. Oh, this thing's a beast. Obviously, it's an apex predator. Got a bestiary at back. Alright. Some good art. Random names. Okay. Yeah, this was missing from Kal-Arath. If you recall, like, my playthrough, I was using a separate name generator. There's now names for NPCs and settlements, which is cool. Adventure inspiration generator. This is really good. Especially if you are playing it through it multiple times and you are using the 2d6 generator from the core book, you will likely get the same quest because it's bell curved. Let me try to find it. Where is it? Where is it? I need to find it. There's like a list of quests that you can essentially go on. I am trying to find it and I'm failing apparently. Equipment, weapons and armor. Here we go. What brought you here? So this was a 2d6 table, but normally you'll get like around the middle here. So if you're playing through it multiple times, that might be an issue. But this solves that issue because now you can just create a completely random adventure hook, which is really cool. Or you can kind of take this and then insert it into an existing adventure that you're doing. Oh, that's interesting. Okay. To create your own tables for adventure generation, take out a few of your favorite sword and sorcery books. Choose a verb, choose a noun, choose a cool location. That's similar advice to what was recommended in Black Sword Hack. I wonder if there was inspiration taken from there. Really good advice too. I think that's a good way to go about it. It's also something that a lot of solo RPG YouTubers do. Geek Gamers comes to mind. I think she's the main one who uses that technique of using like novels to like get random articles. Trading rules, okay. Merchant style campaign. Oh yeah, this is awesome. Yeah, this is a I've been trying out some Traveler, not recently, but like I was trying out this hack called Mercator, which is essentially ancient Roman hack of Traveler, and they have like a way to determine card market for specific goods and stuff. But this actually simplifies things a lot down. And yeah, if I were to do this, actually, what I would do is I would probably like have some kind of listing that indicates the rarity for different towns and stuff as well. Like, if I check the market for specific goods, I might make it so that I will write down like, oh, this place has normal amounts of food, high amounts of alcohol, etc., and then kind of like go from there. Oh, actually, they have something for that. Every time they inquire, roll d6, 1 to 2, the news is old and outdated. The market will be determined by roll as usual. Interesting. Okay, yeah, that actually does make it very simple. And I think you could like run a pretty cool merchant kind of game with that, even though it's like so simple. Mass combat system. Let's see here. Okay, so this is more of this is less of a war game kind of thing and more of a pool system, it looks like. That's interesting. So I'm assuming that, yeah, if like, for example, you can like probably like adjust the mass combat by as a single person actually going in and like creating terrain advantage or creating some kind of supernatural support or something like that, or bolstering our defensive position. It's good stuff. On the settlements, there are rules for which items are cheaper there. On the settlements... Do you mean the settlements in the original book? Resources and trade. Ah, okay, I see what you're saying. Yeah, I think like that's a little bit more detailed though. That is interesting to me. Like, yeah, that actually kind of lines up with like the ones there. Looks like, for the most part, anyway. Let me actually read through this proper to make sure I'm not getting anything wrong. Yeah, I'm assuming like if like you're going to use the original rules, you can probably set it to high or very high if you're just rolling up which one they mainly deal in. But if I were to use these rules, I'll actually roll for each one and then update the information as necessary. At least that's how I will do it. Lords of the Pit. Okay, let's look at this one. Oh shit, it's a Gladiator campaign. Oh yeah, now I remember, yeah. Stablemaster campaign. Okay, this is interesting. This one I have not read. I know about... I knew that Castle Grief had something like this in mind, but I did not read this, I think. I don't remember. Okay, I'm gonna go through this a bit faster, but... Okay, there's a new stat, which is Fame. Presence stat is good for controlling the crowd. Okay. So it's like a wrestling match. Okay, that's great. Crowd momentum. Okay, I need to read through this proper, but that looks really cool. Optional combat rules. Oh, this might be good. Yeah, like for one-on-one fights. Oh, okay, this is interesting. I especially like to use them solo and don't mind the slowdown that more tactical combat affords. And I've begun using figures during important combats to show me where things are. Okay, I might be able to use my little toy soldiers, I guess. Maybe. Oh wait, let's see. Modified attack dodge difficulty. Okay, so you have to keep track of their agility and strength, because that will actually modify your dodge, right? And then your attack. Yep. So movement in Kal-Arath is determined by zones. Okay. Close, near, far, short move, long move. So this was yeah, this is like a similar thing to what I was thinking about with my personal solo RPG. But obviously this is not unique to my solo RPG or anything like that. Every RPG can use zones. I'm not saying that. Let's see. Moving out of combat. Straight line only from a single zone away. Oh yeah, this is pretty cool. Yeah, that's a fair bit of crunch. Knocking down on exploding damage rolls. Okay. Yeah, I think yeah, I remember like when I got exploding damage rolls, it's always like pretty cool, but I always thought like you could add something more to that, because most of the rules are for criticals, I believe. So it's nice to see like knockdown rules as well. Bleeding from an edge of pierced weapon. Yeah, this is quite a fair bit more of crunch. Speaking of toy soldiers, you're getting into Trench Crusade. Yeah, I've actually been playing it since the beta rules. I've been playing it for... The first time I played it was, I believe... I think it was like last year? I think I played it last year. But yeah, I backed the Trench Crusade campaign. If you look at my live streams, there's actually a live stream where I drew up my own version of the Fly for Beelzebub, the Beelzebub army, the Order of the Black Grail. I also have an army that I've been painting up for playing it, yeah. Also, yeah, thank you for the kind words, Max. Okay, so there is a fair bit more crunch here, which is interesting. Enemy behaviors. Yeah, this is cool. This like still can be played Theater of the Mind, but it becomes a lot more... I'm assuming it becomes a lot more tactical. I'll have to play it to really find out, but that is nice. New weapons. Okay, yeah, there's quite a bit of like variety here. And all this can still be used with the other stuff, obviously. Drugs, toxins, and powders. Interesting, so you can get addicted to these drugs as well, and there's a withdrawal period. That's really cool. Okay, some lore. Pit fight, the outer steps. Man, this is a lot of stuff. Wait, I'm just gonna like kind of go through this. That's like, how many pages is this? It's like 60 pages? That's a lot. I really want to get into a gladiatorial fight now. This is just cool. So you kind of like earn fame as you keep going. The fringes. So with different areas, you get different opponents. Is that what I'm seeing here? Yeah, it seems like that's the case. Azirash, the red bitch. Insane. Alright, and the Great Arena, okay. Shields are allowed. So there's actual rules for different areas. That is cool, okay, yeah. I actually really want to try this out, but like potentially by myself. Before I actually do any of it on a recording or on stream. That's really cool. Quite a lot there. The Stablemaster campaign. This is really interesting to me because I've been doing a lot of wargame sessions and I like controlling a bunch of people, or like not a bunch, but like skirmish games, right? And I'm wondering if this is the same way. Is it also... Yeah, it's okay, you have a stable of pit fighters. Oh, this is cool. I'm actually really into this. This is like really cool. Like, I kind of was wanting to do something like this with the Mercator campaign for Traveler. Like a merchant kind of thing, but this is like even cooler than that. So there's fame advancements. So you can level up your fighters, okay. Interesting, alright. Yeah, I think if I were doing like a stable of characters, I might actually use the normal core rules. Maybe not though, have to see. And there's seasons. This is basically like Monster Rancher, but a bit darker. A little bit. And there's an end of season phase as well. This is really cool, yeah. So this kind of reminds me of like a condensed version of something like you know how like 5 parsecs from home, like the war game, there's like a campaign turn and then you know you have to upkeep and like season phases and like you know all that other stuff. This seems like a condensed version of that, which is still compatible with all the RPG stuff, which is great. And we got a city crawl at the end. And I think this is... yeah, there's a lot more stuff here that I obviously am not going to go through entirely. But 12d6 and then slums, docks, markets. And if I'm gonna guess that like there's additional tables for like the slums and yeah, there we go. Like this is kind of an expanded version of Tarvanion, which is Castle Grief's other book that he put out. So this is really cool because this is just an expanded version of that. Tarvanion had the same idea, but had like d6 tables for each. And this is just really cool to see it just expanded out so much. And I think like all these can be an adventure in and of itself, like the temples, right? A large inverted temple complex with many doors and tunnels down within its courtyards. Worship of its forgotten god was outlawed long ago. Or market. I guess these are encounters and oh yeah, there you go. Points of interest and encounters. So that is cool. Okay. Obviously, I'm going through it pretty fast, so okay. All of them have a point of interest and an encounter listing as well. Nice. That can result in a lot of play. Pact of Flesh. So this is a new pact. There was already, I think, another pact in the supplement, but this is another one. For the Demon Queen of Traz. Which is Akai's most hated enemy. And additional dooms. Okay, yeah, that's it. I said that's it, but that's a lot. That's a lot of stuff. The thing that I'm most excited for is actually funny enough, I think the Stablemaster stuff, like just like owning a stable of pit fighters, and I think that's just a really interesting concept. Like you can actually play it out as much as you want and like have each of the fighters be their own characters and they'll like evolve as they go along. Maybe even find themselves like using packs or like taking drugs. It's just really interesting. But there's a lot of stuff to love here, like the mega dungeon, the jungle, the additional encounters for the grasslands, and yeah, of course, like the magic items table. I think this is like way more suited to like this is way more of a supplement to this, I guess. And this feels like its own thing. The physical copies are so sick. Yeah, they are really, really cool. I think they have like a great kind of like the paper feels good. I think this is a Mixem. I might be wrong. When it came, I will say that like it was dinged up a little bit, but I don't actually mind that at all. That kind of contributes to the zine feel. I think that it kind of feels good in the hand. I got a cardstock cover. Yeah, I think that about does it. I wonder if there's any changes to the existing core book, but doesn't look like there are. Also, welcome to the stream, Rexville. We're about to wrap up soon though. It's 4 AM where I'm at. I do want to actually get back into it and potentially continue the campaign. I do think that there's a reason for going to the Black Ziggurat, which is right here. The Naka Scrolls and references to the Nameless City. I'm trying to remember what happened on the latest episode of that, because it's been a while. Let me check this. Ooh, that's gnarly. Oh, this is a lot of stuff. I think it was like here. No, it's here. There you go. Dagar. Oh wait, no, I wrote it on a separate piece of paper. My memory's fading, apparently. But I believe I might have written it here as well. Not sure. Might not have. Well, I'll figure it out. But I'm wondering whether we can kind of like shoehorn in the Black Ziggurat into our little adventure here. I'm hoping so. I mean, we always can, right? I think that'll be sick. I can't wait for my copies to arrive. I hope they get here soon. Yeah. I think you're gonna really like them. They're great. Bad timing on my part. No worries, no worries. I'm wondering whether I should stream my playthrough of Kal-Arath and then edit it from there. The reason why I say that is because I find that when I'm recording a lot of my solo play sessions, I tend to freeze up a bit. Like I tend to be a bit more rigid, or like I tend to repeat myself way too often. Like I'll say something that's perfectly legible, understandable. I'll say something that's understandable, and then I'll just be like, oh, I fucked up there. I have to repeat myself, and I repeat myself, and I'll be like, I fucked up there again. I'll repeat myself again, and I repeat myself like 4 times, and I feel that on stream, where doing that will be very strange. I just don't do that, and that's a lot more natural and it flows a lot better. So it might be better to actually stream it live and then edit it from there. But I'll figure it out. In any case, I wanted to kind of get back into all of this, and I also wanted to try to get some solo war games onto the channel somehow. The way I was thinking about doing that was I was thinking of doing kind of what Tale of the Manticore does, where I play out the entire thing as per normal and then I narrate over it. But I don't know if that's gonna be the case. I'm still not really sure. Cause I enjoy war games and stuff and solo war games recently, but I think I just really want to get back into solo RPGs as well. So kind of divided on that. But anyway, that's very rambly, neither here nor there. I think that's it for today. It is 4:13 AM where I am at. I am gonna try, keyword is try, to go to sleep. I'm probably not gonna be successful. I think if I'm able to tomorrow, I want to stream something. It might not be Kal-Arath, it might not be a solo RPG, but it might be like drawing or something. I just want to get back into streaming. I really, really do. I find it very enjoyable, and recently I just haven't been doing it because I'm like, oh, I'm too busy. I'm doing all of this work and art and stuff, and it's like, that's bullshit. I don't know, like, there's something about it where, like, if I stop doing something for a period of time, I find it very intimidating to get back into it. But the only cure for that is to get back into it, you know? So, yeah. That's the plan. As for whether it goes according to plan, we never know. Anyway, yeah. Caustic says Tale of the Manticore Mansion. It's great. Everybody should listen to Tale of the Manticore. Hope you get some rest, Chow. Thanks for XFL. And Caustic says get some well-deserved rest. Thanks for the stream, man. You're the best. Thanks, guys. Yeah, I'll be signing off for now. Hope everyone has a good day or night, depending on where you're at. Bye-bye.